The countdown to spring 2027 and the Weaver network continues. Here we can see a really nice picture of a new electric bus depot that's looking quite smart here. We need more bus depots. Bus depots are a critical thing. We have lost central city bus depot capacity, and so the fact that this is being deployed and not sold off to make houses is really, really positive, because you cannot deliver a good bus frequency without good bus depot positions, and with an electric service, with electric buses, good charging capacity as well. So that's really good news, and it's part of the Weaver network, right? This is Leeds. We did the episode recently on Leeds, on the Weaver network. The intention is that would be an integrated system. I quite like the look of it. I think it's kind of fun. It looks snazzy. It's kind of cool. Again, with the bikes as well. Currently, the LNER branded bikes, but yeah, get them all branded as Weaver Network. That's great. Of course, as my face is cutting through here, of course, we went through Leeds in great detail. So for those who want to look at what the condition of Leeds' transport is, then go back a couple of episodes to look at the state of Leeds' transport. Spoiler alert, it's not good. But what else? So you'll notice we had the buses, electric buses, great. The bikes are integrated there. There's something missing is trains. There is a plan for rail. There is a plan for West Yorkshire that's kind of related to this. There is a kind of a West Yorkshire Combined Authority plan for rail. Interestingly, within that plan is this little bit of shade. Network North, whatever that was, insert metal now. Network North removed the ability to extend HS2 services to Leeds, but has committed to looking at how to improve connectivity between the North East, West Yorkshire, South Yorkshire and the Midlands. The anticipated outputs of IRP Network North leave substantial gaps in capacity and connectivity for West Yorkshire. Absolutely. Further, it is noted that the upgrade of existing lines rather than the construction of new lines adds considerable disruption for a significant period of time to the network that could otherwise be reduced. We'll also ensure that upgrades are not at the detriment of local services both now and into the future. So there we go. So there is some shade being thrown at the mess that was left over of decisions made by who's this nameplate behind me? The person whose responsibility it was for screwing up HS2 up to Leeds. Anyway, you'll notice then, trains are missing from here, but trams are on here, right? So trams are on this little graphic, this smart little graphic. Enter Sir John Armitt again, here to deny Leeds public transport. Again. Why? What's John Armitt doing? Well, this little leak that's landed with politics home, Leeds tram plan was working to unrealistic milestones, secret government report warned. What is this secret government report? Well, it's a NISTA report. NISTA, for those of you who remember, long-time rail natter followers will know that NISTA is the National Infrastructure and Service Transformation Authority, which, let's just see what's said, and then I'll tell you what that is, because exclusive. Tracy Braben's attempt to start construction on a Leeds tram network before her next re-election campaign were blocked after a confidential Whitehall review concluded this deadline carried a high risk of wasted taxpayers' cash. A lot less wasted than not building the thing. We need to be much less afraid of small change wastage on the basis of not building things. Good grief. Absolute accountancy brain. This review conducted by NISTA also found that not enough work had been done to prove why the scheme needed trams rather than buses. The paper's authors, who are those people, were concerned about WICA, the Combined Authority's lack of unbiased thinking on this question, adding, there is a need to build the case for trams which has not been completed. This is particularly important because the likely cost of a bus rapid transit, doesn't exist, just buses, mode is significantly less than for trams, and the BRT benefit to cost ratio is significantly better. Diseased minds. No, Tracy Braben said she wanted mass transit, she wanted trams. Therefore, that's why she committed to trams, because there are 1,000 reasons why trams are known to be better than buses. Ways that your business case analysis cannot assimilate. So yeah, this is what delayed the trams from the mid-2030s to the late 2030s, cancelled, because of this report by NISTA. A WICA spokesperson said, beginning construction works by 2028 has been an ambition for the Combined Authority for some time because the people of West Yorkshire have waited long enough for this investment. Remember last time it was cancelled? They made guided busways, which is BRT. So this is exactly what happened to the Supertram last time. NISTA's predecessor body, the National Infrastructure Commission, oh, wait a minute, who was in charge of that? Set out clearly in 2023 that Leeds needs a tram. A review at this stage of a project of this scale is completely normal. No, it's psychotic. And the majority of its recommendations have already been addressed by the Combined Authority. Meanwhile, the DfT said the government fully supports Mayor Brabin's ambitions for a world-class mass transit system for West Yorkshire, adding, "We look forward to receiving West Yorkshire Combined Authority's initial business case for the project later this year," which is DfT throwing shade at Brabin's team again. A reminder, NISTA, 2025 it was created, formed from the merger of the Infrastructure and Projects Authority and the National Infrastructure Commission. The National Infrastructure Commission and now NISTA, both chaired by Sir John Armitt, who was in charge of the NIC when it wrote the rail needs assessment that created and basically fed straight into the integrated rail plan, which killed HS2. The Infrastructure and Projects Authority, formed by the merger of the Major Projects Authority and Infrastructure UK. Infrastructure UK was Partnerships UK in 2000, and in 1997 was created as the Treasury Task Force. It's all Treasury. It's all Treasury as far as it's all Treasury, folks. It's infinity Treasury, right the way down. So not good. Trams should be coming. They should be delivered more quickly, and Brabin should be rebelling much more vigorously about this than she is. It's all Treasury. Anyway, the National Infrastructure and Service Transformation Authority. What will I be proposing as a policy measure related to this body as a package of policies for any potential future government? Abolish with absolute prejudice and without replacement. Get rid of it, sack everyone, and ensure they don't get jobs ever again. Until Treasury's gone, there will be no West Yorkshire trams. It's as simple as that. Meanwhile, let's look at some good news, which is in comparison to the West Midlands, there's some hope on identity. We've seen new stations open, and have they opened with the god-awful Rail Alphabet 2 identity? No, they haven't. They have opened with the fantastic West Midlands Railway local identity, giving me a bit of hope that that identity is going to survive the GBR nonsense and be retained for the urban mass transit system across modes in the West Midlands. Enough policy wonks watch Rail Natter and hear me ranting about this that I hope they've realised that to do anything else would be extremely stupid. We have a well-defined, what I think is very nice identity for rail as part of a wider mass transit and multimodal system in the West Midlands, and that should absolutely be retained. Meanwhile, the Northumberland line is an example of lots of things that are not good. Jen is going to join me for an episode talking about the Northumberland line at some point. Let's get it sorted, Jen. But in the Northeast, you can see that Rail Alphabet 2 as a station identity, where you have something like the wonderful Calvert, it's a Calvert identity, the Tyne and Wear Metro kind of Calvert type, logo type and typeface. RA2 just doesn't have the sauce. It just looks rubbish, and frankly, I think it's wherever I've seen Rail Alphabet 2 being rolled out for running inboards and things like this, it looks so weak compared to Rail Alphabet 1. I have to say, in its medium weight, I don't know. I'm not sold. I need to see the evidence on the accessibility point because I'm just not sold on it. I'm really not sold on it. I just don't think it has the sauce.